So we're going to be working today in our class number 7.1. It's the first class of the week, number 7. Ready? I take advantage of this opportunity to let you know, to remember, yes, that this level is going to be only 8 weeks. So in this level, Intermedio 1, we have 3 classes more. This one, 7.1, the one of Wednesday, which is 7.2, and the next class or the class next week, which is going to be class 8, the next week, of course. And that's it. Then after that, the next week, the week of wait, 27. This is the week of 27. So the first week of December, the week of 4th, I think so. December the 4th, we're going to be starting with the level intermediate 2. Intermediate 2. Ready? So, nos quedan 3 clasecitas de este nivel y ya en la semana de diciembre 4, sí, es la de diciembre 4 creo, estaríamos iniciando con el nivel de intermedio 2. ¿Listo? ¿Ready? Para que lo tengan en cuenta, yo veré, vayan haciendo sus cálculos, vayan terminando las actividades que les hacen falta, para que puedan obviamente activar el siguiente nivel. Cuando lleguemos a diciembre 4, pues que tengan la mayoría de actividades hechas para que pues ya tengan el nivel intermedio 2 activo en sus plataformas, ¿vale? ¿Listo?
Igual,
Teacher,
80% se activa, teacher, ¿cierto?
Lo
O 80,
mismo,
90.
sí, exactamente. En este caso el
teacher, en
80,
diciembre las
50.
clases son normales
Sí, en
o
diciembre las
interrumpen
clases,
alguna
bueno,
semana.
pues son normales, aunque les tenía una noticia. Voy a estar de vacaciones desde el 11 de diciembre hasta ya vuelvo, pues el 1 de enero, ya estaría volviendo, o sea, el 2 de enero, el 2 de enero primero. Entonces, pues en esas semanas, pues hay un profe que se va a quedar a cargo de mi curso, pero no sé cuál es todavía, entonces pues por eso no les había dicho nada todavía, pero sí voy a intentar que pues él siga programando las clases de este nivel pues en la noche, 7, 8 de la noche, para que ustedes pues sigan con los mismos horarios que venían, para que no les vayan a cambiar, ¿vale? Pero sí, en diciembre pues las semanas siguen normal, obviamente pues los días que hay festivos pues no hay clase, pero de resto normalito. ¿Listo, pausa? Sigue normal, normal, ¿vale? ¿Listo, guys? ¿Ready? Yes, no.
Very teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Very good.
Listo. Bueno, guys, so we're going to start today with a class, 7.1, as I told you. Ready? And we're going to start in this class. I am not going to start with a question. I am going to start with a story. It's a story that I want you to read with me. A ver, let's see. Nico, brother, let's start reading from this point until this point, please.
Okay, teacher. This man come out of his girlfriend's
Exactly, girlfriend.
house at 4 a.m. He looked so altered. Apparently, they had had an argument.
Muy bien, excelente. Entonces, this man came out, o sea, salió, came out of his girlfriend's house at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. It was very early. He looked so altered, o sea, alterado. Apparently, they had had. What is the meaning of had had? ¿Qué significa had had? When I say they had had.
¿Ha tenido?
Habían,
Tenían.
habían tenido. Habían tenido una discusión, right? Had, recuerden que es past perfect, o sea, antes de que saliera, before he came out, they had an argument with his girlfriend, ¿no? Listo, very good. Daniel, continue from this point until the other point.
Okay. Unfortunately, it had been raining, so the floor was too slippery.
Slippery, very good. So, unfortunately, it had been raining. Había estado
Lloviendo.
lloviendo, muy bien, very good. So, it had been raining, so the floor was slippery. Slippery, it means resbaloso, ¿no? Muy bien, very good. Pau Belilla, help me with the next part.
It's possible that it had
Affected?
the capacity to the control the car.
Good. So it says it is possible, it's possible that it had, o sea, the raining, it had affected the capacity to control the car. It's a possibility. Muy bien, thank you so much. Álvaro.
Maybe if he hadn't rushed to escape hungrily from there, he wouldn't have such a terrible accident.
Exacto, muy bien. Sé que ya usamos un poquito más del tercer condicional que lo vimos la clase pasada, ¿cierto? If he hadn't rushed, si no se hubiera apresurado, if he hadn't rushed to escape angrily, ¿cierto? O sea, enojado, right? He wouldn't have, aquí me faltó un had, sorry. He wouldn't have had such a terrible accident. No habría tenido un accidente tan terrible, ¿cierto? Entonces, in that case, we're talking about a possibility, a situation. This man, of course, crashed the car, ¿cierto? He crashed the car against a tree, ¿cierto? Against a tree. Yes. So he crashed the car against a tree. Aquí vemos el árbol, ¿cierto? Of course. He's like, oh my God, what did I do? ¿Qué fue lo que hice? My God, what did I do? ¿Cierto? In that case, we are not sure what happened because it was 4 a.m. Nadie está seguro qué pasó, but we have some hypotheses. They said it is possible that the rain affected the capacity of control. Also, it's a possibility that if he hadn't rushed to escape angrily, he wouldn't have had such a terrible accident. So we have some hypotheses, but about the past. Yes? Entonces, in that case, guys, when we want to discuss what possibly happened in the past, we have the possibility to use the modal verbs. And remember that we have must when it's sure, we have could when it's a possibility, and we have may or might when it's a supposition, ¿cierto? May or might is like, no sé. But in this case, we are talking about a situation in the past. Yes, this already passed. Esto ya pasó, so it's not now, it's in the past. Hablando de la clase pasada, ¿alguien recuerda cómo usó un modal en el pasado? ¿Cómo era que usaba should en el pasado? Es que no me acuerdo bien.
Antes de el had, verbo modal had en past participle.
Thank you, Daniel. Muy bien. Entonces, these are modal verbs, but they are in present. If I want to use the modal verbs in past, then I will have to apply the same structure that we applied the last class to should have. It's going to be exactly the same. But instead of using should, obviamente en cambio usar should, I'm going to use the other modal verbs. I have the possibility to use must have. I have the possibility to use could have. Or I have the possibility to use may or might have. And then, of course, the verb in past participle. Verbo siempre en past participle, ¿cierto? And of course, I can also make it negative. Mustn't have, or couldn't have. ¿Cierto? Couldn't have. Or instead of this one, might not have, for example. Might not have. Right? What is the difference between these expressions, between the blue one, the green one, and the purple one? ¿Cuál crees que es la diferencia entre must, could y may or might? What do you think? What could possibly be the difference between must, could, and may or might?
Teacher, the contest.
The context has to do, muy bien, very
Yes.
good. Michael?
The más es como una sugerencia o obligation.
En
And
este,
cool es como en pasado.
bueno, en este caso todos están en pasado porque es must have, could have o
Ujú.
todos están en pasado. Pero la diferencia es algo diferente. Tiene que ver con el contexto, Pau, muy bien, pero específicamente la diferencia es la certeza. Es decir, when I am
Okay.
talking about must have, is because I am sure about what happened. Estoy seguro que fue lo que pasó y digo, debió haber sido tal cosa, debió haber pasado tal cosa, ¿cierto? Es algo de, digamos, deber, pero en este caso no es de obligación, sino como que debió haber sucedido así. Estoy seguro. If I say could, it's a possibility, you know, 50-50. Pudo haber pasado así, ¿cierto? Pudo haber pasado así. Recuerden que estamos hablando de verbos modales en pasado, entonces tengo ese have, que es como haber, y el verbo past participle, hado o ido. Entonces, for example, I said, pues the man could have lost control of the car. Como estaba lloviendo, it's a possibility that he could have lost control of the car. O sea, ¿qué significa esto? He could have lost
Había,
control.
había perdido el control.
Casi, pero
Pudo
fíjate,
haber
Pudo haber
perdido
perdido el control.
pudo
control.
haber perdido el control. Es una simple posibilidad, no estoy seguro. Entonces, 50-50. Mientras que si digo, no, si yo estoy seguro que él se estrelló porque él debió haber perdido el control. Ah, ok, he must have lost control.
Ahí sí, él debió perder el control.
Estoy seguro,
No estoy
exactamente. Entonces
seguro.
ahí sí, él debió haber perdido el control porque estaba lloviendo, ¿cierto? La evidencia. O if I say like, it's a supposition. I am not sure. It's a supposition. A ver, supposition here. Entonces I'm saying like, pues puede ser, no sé. Pudo haber pasado así, pero no tengo idea, estoy solo adivinando, ¿cierto? So I'm saying like lo mismo. He might have lost control of the car. No tengo idea, estoy solo imaginándome, pero I have no idea. Ready? Entonces, in that case, dependiendo el contexto, como dice Paula, voy a usar una o la otra, ¿cierto? Si estoy seguro, si no estoy tan seguro, si solo estoy yo adivinando, voy a usar may, might, ¿cierto? May o might, uno solo, no los dos, obviamente. I can say he might have lost control o he may have lost control, uno de los dos, ¿ready? Pero también puedo tener la opción negativa. Entonces, algo que estoy seguro que la persona no debió haber hecho o que es una posibilidad que la persona no pudo haber hecho o que supongo que la persona no debió haber, no pudo haber hecho, right? For example, I'm saying that estoy seguro that he mustn't have driven slow, ¿cierto? O sea, estoy seguro que él no pudo haber ido despacio, porque pues, con ese carro, como quedó ese carro, he mustn't have driven slow, ¿cierto? Estoy casi seguro, right? Por eso uso must. Pero también I could say, I think that might not have, he might not have known how to drive. De pronto no sabía, no pudo no haber sabido cómo manejar, how to drive. No es muy probable, pero it's a possibility, ¿no? So that's why like I'm supposing, maybe, ¿no? So, but it's not very possible. Esta que uso con mustn't, ahí sí, ok, estoy seguro. Aquí con may, I'm not so sure. It's only a possibility. Ready? Entonces, dependiendo si estoy seguro o no estoy seguro de algo que ya pasó, voy a usar estos modales. Must, could, may or might. ¿Vale? ¿Cómo van ahí? ¿Cómo se sienten? Good, questions.
Book teacher.
Teacher, entonces, todos esos usos son en pasado solamente.
Exacto. Siempre que tengas un modal, Mikey, y tenga have luego y luego tenga el past participle, es porque es en pasado. Si tienes el modal y el verbo en infinitivo normal, entonces es un modal en presente. Por ejemplo, yo digo, he must, no sé, answer for the problems. En ese caso es en presente porque tengo el verbo modal y luego tengo el verbo en infinitivo directamente. ¿Sí? Pero si tengo modal verb, have y el verbo en past participle, es porque es un verbo modal en pasado. Ready,
Ah, ok.
Mikey?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Perfect, no problem. Right. Listo, muy bien. Entonces, that's the hypothesis that we have here, ¿no? So, guys, what do you think? He crashed the car? Ya sabemos que sí, estrelló el carro, right? Pero why? What do you think? What possibilities do you find in this case? Why did he crash with the tree? Why? According to what we read, de acuerdo a lo que leímos. ¿Qué creen? Why did he crash the tree, the car?
Maybe he couldn't have seen the
A
tree.
ver, estaba hablando aquí, excuse me, estaba hablando en mute.
Espera, wait. ¿Verdad que Daniel ya dijo un ejemplo? Y
Sí, sí, sí,
ve
no, no,
organizando el tuyo,
que
¿listo?
termine, que
Dale, dale,
disculpe.
no worries. Entonces Daniel said, maybe, pues es que Mike, sorry, wait. Entonces, maybe he couldn't have seen the tree. It's a possibility. It's a possibility that he didn't saw the tree, that he didn't see the tree. So he said, puede no haber visto el árbol, ¿cierto? Maybe he couldn't have, very past participle, seen the tree. Muy bien, Daniel. Excellent. That's a possibility. ¿Qué más? Any other?
Teacher, he, bueno, vamos a ponerle, he must have, he must have excessive speed.
Good. That's good. So he must have como exceder, ¿no?
Ya, ya.
Exceeded. Como es un verbo regular, entonces exceeded speed,
Ah, ok. Exceed
o
speed.
speed limit. Es lo más seguro, muy bien. He must have exceeded the speed limit, ¿cierto? Como que ese carro despacio no iba. Entonces, he must have exceeded the speed limit. Very good. Thank you, Álvaro. Muy bien. Any other?
Teacher, maybe I think maybe he could have been angry because he was thinking about the argument with her girlfriend,
Mhm.
and he disconcentrated, and well, he crashed. He
Excellent. Very
crashed.
good. In that case, he mentioned three different reasons. First, that maybe he could have been angry. Pudo haber estado enojado. Good. Second, that possibly he, it's a possibility, no? So that he may have been thinking about the argument, right? About the argument, or it's also a possibility that actually is very sure that he must have been like disconcentrated, no? There is another verb, but like yes, disconcentrated. Disconcentrated. Good, because he was thinking on all of that, no? Entonces, but he must have been like focus on other things,
Teacher,
no?
teacher, excuse me.
Teacher,
Eso aplica, disculpa, Nico, aplica también ahí para el carro, decir algo. Si uno quiere aplicarlo para el carro o solamente para personas.
No, para todo lo que tú quieras aplicarlo, personas, objetos, animales, para todo funciona.
Teacher,
Ujú.
it could have been raining. So the floor must have been too, ¿cómo se dice? Resbaladizo.
Slippery.
Es
Está.
slipper. Ajá.
Exactly, bueno, entonces esa lo teníamos, ¿no? Ya lo habíamos visto, pero sin modales. Entonces dijimos, bueno, estaba lloviendo, así que
Must.
el piso
Pero,
estaba resbaloso. Entonces, con modales, muy bien, Vivi, como lo escribiste, no
ajá.
con modales. It must have been raining. O it could have been raining.
Ujú.
It could have been raining. Muy bien, ya lo incluye como posibilidad, right? So it could have been raining.
Ujú.
So it must, it must have
Have been too
slippery.
slipper.
Ajá. Muy bien, very good. It must have been too
Teacher,
slippery because it was raining. También,
ajá.
very good. ¿Listo? Nico
Teacher,
tenía una pregunta. Pero Nico tenía
sí,
una
sí,
pregunta y vas tú, ¿vale?
sí, sí, ya.
No, ya la tengo clara. Era la pregunta de que en la frase de he must have been disconcentrated, porque el segundo verbo está en pasado, pero no, ya. Y
Ah,
vi
eso es
que
un
el segundo
adjetivo, por lo
pasado.
que es adjetivo.
Ajá, sí,
¿Listo? Es por
exacto.
lo que es adjetivo. Bien, Nico,
Gracias.
excellent, good, no problem. Álvaro.
Yo no sé si suena así bien. Eh, maybe the car could have, maybe the car could have one trailers, llantas, trailers. No sé cómo.
Wait. Tires, pero entonces, más
Llantas
bien,
desgastadas.
okay, good. So in that case, you would say like, maybe,
Maybe the car.
maybe the car. Si yo digo solamente could have, sería en el presente, puede tener. Pero como era pudo haber tenido, entonces
Ajá.
pilas acá, could have had.
Ok.
Listo, pudo haber tenido torn tires. Torn tires, o sea, como llantas gastaditas, ¿cierto? Pues
No,
that's
y worn.
worn también, sí,
Sí,
worn
también.
tires.
Ok.
Yes,
Ok,
both
ya.
adjectives.
Listo,
Listo,
listo.
entonces muy bien, excellent. So maybe the car could have had worn tires. It's a possibility. That's it, right? Entonces, todo eso funciona de la misma manera. Simplemente estoy usando estos tres verbos, estos, bueno, cuatro, teniendo en cuenta que aquí son dos, para describir si es algo que pudo haber pasado, es posibilidad, o debió haber pasado, estoy seguro. O si es algo que estoy seguro que no pudo haber pasado, si es imposible, como por ejemplo mustn't o couldn't have. ¿Right? Guys,
Teacher,
hasta ahí.
una
Question.
consulta.
Claro, y dime.
Y en la última parte yo le quiero agregar el modal de quizás si él no se hubiera apresurado a escapar enojado,
Ujú,
bueno, del lugar o de donde salió, no
ujú,
habría tenido un accidente tan terrible, pero en este
ujú.
caso, para usar, ahí sería como my bad, eh,
Maybe,
maybe,
maybe.
ok,
Ujú.
maybe, pero no sé si es have, have them o have them,
Para usar
para, para
bueno,
decir que quizás si no se hubiera apresurado.
ok. Bueno, es que eso justamente ya lo hicimos acá, pero no lo hicimos con modal, sino con lo que vimos la clase pasada, que fue el tercer condicional. Es
Ajá.
exactamente como está acá escrito. Entonces, maybe if he hadn't rushed, lo podría cambiar también por maybe
Sí,
if.
eso es lo que le estoy consultando. Si se puede, o sea, usando ese modal, si se puede cambiar ahí, porque ahí lo veo con haven, pero no sé si
Sí,
se puede utilizar
sí se
en
puede,
vez
pero
de had,
no. Sí,
haven.
en vez de, digamos que lo que estarías haciendo es cambiando el tercer condicional, que es toda esta
Ajá,
oración, por una
ajá,
más sencilla que sería como he may have, may not have, perdón, he
ajá.
may not have, may not have had the accident, ¿cierto?
Ah,
Es como cambiar la oración, pero pues, claro, sí se puede, o sea, digamos, se puede
ya,
expresar lo mismo, solo que
sí,
acá tiene que seguir esa estructura porque es la estructura del
sí,
tercer condicional, ¿vale?
ya.
Pero
Ah,
si
ok,
lo
ya.
puedes modificar para expresar la misma
Ah,
idea,
ok.
¿vale? ¿Listo?
Vale, vale, gracias.
Bueno,
Teacher,
pregunta,
how
Caro.
do you say microsueño?
I would say, no, I have no idea. Wait, let me just find it out. I'm not that sure. Wait. Would we find
Micro
five in
sleep.
one
No,
second?
micro sleep.
Puede ser, can be.
Micro sleep.
Let's say, microsueño. I have no, no, there is no here.
En inglés, entonces solo se diría como él tenía sueño.
Y bueno, what we could say, for example, is doze off. Hay un verbo modal que, perdón, un phrasal verb que es doze off, que es como cabecear, ¿no? Cuando estamos como, he was dozing off, o sea, he was falling asleep, se estaba quedando dormido, ¿sí? We could say he was dozing off, que es el verbo como quedarse dormido, así como, sí, lo que llamamos cabecear en español, ¿no? Pero microsueño como tal, I'm not sure how is that. Alarma, micro, no sé qué, No, I don't know. I have to find it out, but it's a good question, Pau. But yeah, we could say
Thank
for
you.
he was dozing off, ready? So that's it. Muy bien. Excellent, guys. Entonces, todo eso lo podemos hacer simplemente usando can, could, perdón, can no, could, must, y may or might. Ready? Here we have a couple of examples in which where I'm going to reaffirm the structure. Ready? Pau, help me with the green example, this one. Pau Porras. Paula Porras, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, teacher.
Please read the example.
This note must have been written by the murderer.
O sea que,
Ah,
next part.
the detective is 100% sure about this fact.
Exactly. Entonces the man says, la oración es, this note must have been written by the murderer. O sea, que el detective está 100% sure about the fact. Right? Estructura must have o mustn't have y el verbo past participle. Sencillo. Michael, help me with this example, bro.
Yes, teacher. He might have been here an hour ago. In this case, the detective chose is possible, but not sure.
Exactly. So in that case, the criminal might have been here an hour ago. It's a possibility, but it's not sure. Ready? In that case, I can have the 3 different degrees of certainty. May, might, and could. Could is the most possible. Cuando uso could es el más posible, luego may, un poco más improbable, y might es la última opción cuando digo como meh. It's a possibility, but I don't think so, ¿no? So might es el más improbable de todos los tres. ¿Listo? And the last one, Pau Mosquera.
He couldn't have gone so far. This is impossible.
Exactly. Very good. And the structure, ¿no? Muy bien. Entonces, when a person says like, nah, he couldn't have done that, or he mustn't have done that, it's impossible. I know that it's not possible that that thing happened, right? And, well, so in that case, the structure is simply couldn't or mustn't, and then the verb in past participle, the same. It's the same, right? Talking about possibility, ¿cierto? Possibility. Ahora, when we talk about a past story, like this one, like the story of the poor man, yes, like the story of this poor guy, we can make some hypotheses and say like, pues debió haber pasado tal cosa, ¿cierto? But at the same time, we can do other things. What the other thing that we can do is that I can ask you, for example, what's your opinion? What's your opinion about this story? What's your opinion about this story? ¿Qué creen? What's your opinion about the man? What's your opinion about the accident? Whose fault was that? ¿De quién fue la culpa? Whose fault was that? What do you think? Whose fault was it? ¿Fue culpa del señor? ¿Fue culpa de la novia? ¿Fue culpa de la lluvia? ¿Fue culpa... What do you think? ¿Será que
Del
sí
señor.
debió del señor, cierto? Lo más normal. Pero entonces, ¿qué hizo mal? ¿Será que manejó muy rápido? ¿Será que qué? What do you think? What's your opinion about the
Pero de ahí es donde
story?
parten las posibilidades de lo que pudo hacer. O sea, el autor del accidente así fue él, pues porque el carro no tiene la culpa ni el árbol que estaba ahí.
El árbol estaba quieto, sí.
Sí, exactamente, pero los factores ahí es donde empieza uno como de pronto como a utilizar, pudo, o sea, a poner como las, ¿cómo se dice? Suposiciones
Posibilidades.
de que, ajá, las posibilidades de que pudo haberle pasado, si fue por conducir rápido o
Exacto.
por el piso o lo que
Bueno,
haya sido.
exactamente. Entonces aquí depende de cuál fue la razón real. Let's suppose that it was slippery. Estaba lloviendo. Yes. It was slippery. He was too fast. He exceeded the speed limit. It was slippery. And he was not so concentrated. Acá vamos a usar tres hipótesis que escuché. Una, excedió el límite de velocidad. He exceeded the speed limit. He must have exceeded the speed limit. Second, he must have lost control for the slippery floor. And the third, that he must have been focused on the discussion. Those were the 3 reasons that he crashed the car. Taking into account those 3 reasons, that he was not drunk, no estaba tomado, he was not drunk. He was just altered, but he was not drunk. He crashed because he was thinking another thing, he was driving too fast, and the floor was slippery. Entonces, ahora sí, what's your opinion about the story? What do you think?
Teacher, he has a problem and he was very angry. That's the reason for he he couldn't have driven so fast because he was thinking in that moment
Exactly.
that
Well,
he was disconcentrated.
very good. Mikey says, like, pues, si estaba tan bravo y si estaba como tan alterado, pues no debía haber manejado tan rápido, of course. It's an opinion, ¿no? So it's a recommendation there. It's like, pues no debió haber manejado tan rápido. Si estaba tan alterado, yes, like it was dangerous, right? Muy bien. Any other opinion?
Maybe he could have the fault because he had many problems in his life.
Mhm. It was his fault, of course. It was his fault. It means culpa, no? So it was his fault because he had many problems, but well, he had to be responsible, no? He had to be careful. Yo diría que had to be, he had to be more careful. Él tenía que ser más cuidadoso, ¿cierto? Era su responsabilidad. It was his responsibility. ¿Mm? Bueno, in that case, we are going to have some opinions. Ya no estamos hablando de las hipótesis, sino de lo que creemos, right, about the story. And in that case, we are going to have the possibility also to do it with modal verbs, giving recommendations. Recommendations about a past story. Normalmente cuando usamos recommendations, ¿qué modal verb se les ocurre cuando hablamos de recommendations?
Should.
Should, sí, es lo primero que uno dice. Obviamente, recommendations, should. También puede usar could, también puede usar otros, pero should es el
Entonces,
primero que se nos viene. Right.
for recommendation, I can say, I suggest.
Okay, of
Sugiero.
course, we have suggest, or other expressions like I suggest, I recommend, pero hablando de modales tenemos should. Ese es el primordial que uno siempre piensa, right? And also could. Those two are for recommendations, ¿cierto? Pero ¿qué pasa si estoy haciendo recommendations about a past story? Again, one more time, I am going to go with the structure of the modal verb in past. Una vez más, voy a usar el modal en el pasado. Es decir, I'm going to use should have and the verb in past participle. Este should have, ya lo habíamos visto la clase pasada, significa debería haber hecho tal cosa. La clase pasada lo vimos para cuando hablamos de nosotros mismos, ¿cierto? De regrets. Cuando digo yo debía haber hecho tal cosa o no debía haber hecho tal cosa. Usualmente con I, ¿cierto? Entonces, I should have o I shouldn't have. Si es negativo, I shouldn't have. ¿Cierto? I shouldn't have. Pero también lo puedo usar para dar recomendaciones de otras personas, de las acciones de otras personas. Por ejemplo, the man, he, como decimos, no debió haber manejado tan rápido. Ok, he shouldn't. He shouldn't have driven so fast because it was dangerous, no? So he shouldn't have driven so fast, right? I said that he shouldn't have left home at that hour.
No aplica, aplica también. He should have calmed down. No.
Claro que sí, of course. He should have calmed down.
Ya.
Exactly, se debió haber calmado. Digo, él no debió haber salido de casa a esa hora. It was dangerous and he was stressed, so I would say that he shouldn't have left home.
Teacher, excuse me, yo tengo una duda aquí en esa que acabo de decir. Calm down, fierce o fierce calm down. ¿Cómo es la?
First at the end, better.
Sí, ok, ya.
No podría estar al principio, pero better at the end. Ready?
Ok, ya.
So he should have come down first. Good, excellent. Ready? This in that case, what we are doing with should have, not only for us, no solamente para hablar de nosotros mismos, sino también para hablar de otras personas. Entonces, Vivi, help me to read this chart, este cuadro que está acá, this chart.
Gavin,
Judgments.
judgments about the past is to give your opinion about one situation, about other person's past. Do you think that person did right or that person should have done uh, something else?
Something else. Something else. Muy bien. Good. Excellent. Very good. Entonces, in here we're talking about expressing judgment. Expressing judgment it means like pues dar un juicio sobre lo que alguien hizo. Si estuvo bien o estuvo mal. In that case, you can do it using should have or shouldn't have, but not with myself, but with another person. ¿Cierto? Entonces, en este caso ya dimos un juicio de lo que el señor debió o no debió haber hecho. No debió haber manejado tan rápido, no debió haber salido de casa, debió haberse calmado primero, ¿cierto? So, it's a judgment. It's simply an opinion about what I think that the person should have done, lo que yo creo que debió haber hecho, ¿cierto? Basically, when we talk about should have, it's more talking about the ideal situation. Lo que debió o no debió haber sucedido de acuerdo a lo que es como ideal, como tal, ¿yes? So, the person should have done that thing, ¿yes? Era lo ideal, que hiciera, que debió haber hecho tal cosa o no debió haber hecho tal cosa. Ready? But if I want to go a little bit more in detail, si quiero ir un poco más en detalle, I am going to talk about alternative options. O alternatives, basically. Alternatives. Ready? When I talk about alternatives, ya no hablo sobre lo ideal, sino practically other options that the person had, otras opciones que la persona tenía in that situation. Ready? Entonces, Mr. Nicholas, help me with the blue chart, my friend.
Right, teacher. Making suggestions about past situation is to give an alternative for an action that already happened. What do you think the other person could have done different, or how would you have done different?
Listo, Nico. Thank you so much, my friend. So in that case, when I say that we have some alternatives, it's like talking about what the other person could have done differently. Not should, because that was like the idea, lo que debió o no debió haber hecho, sino could have done different, o sea, que pudo haber hecho diferente. ¿Cuáles eran esas otras opciones o alternativas? O how would you have done differently? ¿Qué habrías hecho tú diferente? Right? Read the article here. It says most of the times would is going to work with I, o sea, con el pronombre I. Cuando hablo de would have, y el verbo en past participle, yes, es like, ¿qué habría hecho yo en esa situación? Ready? So usually it's going to be, pues, if I were you. What is the meaning of if I were you? ¿Qué significa if I were you?
Si fuera tú.
Si fuera tú, I would have blah, 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 ¿cierto? I would have, and then the alternative options. Ready? Entonces, in complement to these modal verbs, en complemento a estos modales de seguridad o de certeza, ¿cierto? De su posición en el pasado, what I'm going to do is to complement it with should have for judgment, para juicios, and also could have one more time, and would have for alternatives, para alternativas pasadas. Todo esto es imaginario porque igual el problema ya sucedió. Simplemente estamos pensando en lo que pudo haber pasado o en lo que la persona pudo haber hecho mejor. Ready? Entonces, options. For example, he could have taken a taxi. Si se quería ir, pues bueno, hágale. But he could have taken a taxi. Right? It was a possibility. Any other alternatives in his case? ¿Algo más que pudo haber hecho diferente?
Se podría haber suicidado sin dañar el carro.
Bueno, he could. He would say that he could have.
I tried.
He could have killed himself, no? So he could have done another thing. He could have walked, for example. También pudo haber caminado, ¿no? So he could have walked, right?
He could
He
who could
could
have
Dale, Pau, y luego Álvaro.
he
Dale.
ajá,
could
sí.
have driven slowly.
Eso es a good reason, ¿no? He could have driven slowly. Yes, pudo haber manejado más despacio, right? También, right? Álvaro.
Yo estoy pensando siempre lo mismo. He could have drinking aromatic. Yeah.
Good. But recuerda que drink es un verbo irregular, so it would be he could have drunk with you.
Okay, yeah.
Herbal tea. Herbal tea.
Herbal
Herbal tea que es como agüita
doctor.
aromática.
Ajá, sí, ya.
Mm.
Y para que se calme. Yo estoy en lo mismo
Exactly,
que se
good.
calme.
It was a good idea. Daniel dice, he could have spoken calmly with his girlfriend. Esa es otra opción, of course. He could have spoken calmly, relaxed with his girlfriend. Very good, ¿cierto? Entonces, esas son todas alternativas, opciones que la persona tenía, ¿cierto? Como pudo haber hecho esto, pudo haber hecho lo otro, pudo haber hecho tal cosa, tal, right? With would have, we're going to express basically the same, but focus on if I were the person, ¿sí? If I were him, if I were him, si yo fuera él, and then the options. If I were him, I would have gone to sleep. I would have gone to sleep to calm down. Yes, yo me hubiera ido a dormir. At that time, I would have gone to sleep. Yes. What about you guys? What would you have done in that situation?
If I would have gone, if I were him, I would have had a taxi.
I would have called a taxi, right? Good.
I would have
Taken a taxi.
Ah, bueno, taken, called, cualquiera de los dos. Perfecto. Excellent. Ready? ¿Listo? Nico? ¿O Daniel? I'm not sure.
okay. I would have been happy because that was a bad girl.
Okay, so he would have been happy because he was breaking up with a bad girl. Okay, very good, perfect. Muy bien. Any other? What would you have done?
I would, if I were him, I would have to spoke with my friends.
I would have spoken, sin el two. I would have spoken.
Spoken with my friend.
Bueno, that's another alternative.
Forgive suggestion.
Good. You could say spoken or talk to my friends, right?
Talk
Yes.
to my friend.
Exactly. So I would have talked to my friends to get a suggestion. Muy bien. Very good.
Yeah.
¿Listo? Yep. Anybody? No? Yeah, that's it. So in that case, guys, we have different, the structure is the same. La estructura es exactamente la misma en todas las situaciones. Es el modal, have y el verbo en past participle, ¿cierto? Pero vemos que el uso es completamente diferente dependiendo, y algo muy importante que tenemos cuando usamos los modales es el contexto, como dijo Paula, ¿cierto? Entonces, en este caso el contexto es muy, muy, muy importante y sobre todo mi intención. Si yo lo que quiero es describir qué fue lo que pudo haber pasado, pues voy a usar modales en el pasado, pero ciertos modales. En este caso, por ejemplo, must have, could have, may have, para escribir lo que pudo haber pasado o lo que debió haber pasado. Es decir, suposición, ¿cierto? Si yo quiero dar una recomendación como, este man debió haber hecho tal cosa, pues también voy a usar modal en pasado, pero este modal, should have o shouldn't have. Y si lo que quiero es simplemente describir, pues pudo haber hecho esto o lo otro, alternativas, I'm going to use the same. Modal verb, have, verb in past participle. Pero en este caso, estos modales, could have and would have. ¿Ready? Entonces, como se dan cuenta, la estructura es exactamente igual, pero lo que va a cambiar es mi intención. Si quiero hacer una cosa o si quiero hacer la otra, voy a usar un modal o voy a usar el otro. ¿Listo, guys? Questions hasta ahí, difficulties or problems?
No, teacher, no question.
Question.
Please.
Teacher,
Question.
question.
Yes.
For example, I try to say two sentences, and it's necessary repeat the verb have. For example, he will have got in the car and have tried keep calm. Yeah. Or can I say he will have got in the car and tried keep calm.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. It's
necessary
not necessary to repeat
repeat
the
the
have.
verb to the verb have.
Yeah, no, it's not necessary, Nico. You can use it have. I mean, would have, the modal verb would have, and then and next verbs in past participle until you change the subject or until you change the idea. For example, one example, let me just make an example. It's already no wait here. I said, for example, he could have no sé, he could have felt sad and drunk no sé, beer, coffee, whatever. Both verbs, yes, in past participle, only with one modal verb and have. Ready? No problem. But if you want to change the idea or if you want to change the subject, then it's necessary to start over. Yes? She, on the other
Okay.
hand, ahí sí tendrías que volver a empezar. Pero si no, pues puedes incluir. Obviamente no es normal que incluya unos 5 o 6 verbos seguidos, sino 2 or 3, that's it. And then you start over.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Good, no problem. Bueno, my brothers, entonces, we already know how to do that, and also how to do that, right? So, over here, I'm going to tell you a story. In the last days, my sister was very sad, yes? And I didn't know why. And I said, like, what do you have? And she was like, no, nothing, I'm sad. But I didn't know why. I said, maybe, I was supposing, no? I said, maybe she may have money problems. May have had, sorry. She may have had money problems because I was not sure. I had no idea. So that was the first thing that come to my mind. I was not sure. Later, she posted this picture on Instagram forever alone, and she was very sad. Ahora, what do you think? What could have been her problem? What could have happened to her? Ahora que tenemos esa nueva evidencia, what do you think? What could have happened to her?
Maybe uh, she she is alone. That's the reason. Maybe she could have felt empty.
Okay, as far as I knew, she had a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend. She was like super serious with the man. But why forever alone? What could have happened?
How about she had a boyfriend?
Yeah, but before, so that's why I'm asking, like, pero qué pudo haber pasado? She was very serious with the man, so what happened?
Teacher, maybe she could have a bad temperament girl. You know, hey, yeah.
Okay, very good. So, well, that's true, yes. Recuerda, si usas could have y nada más, es un verbo modal en presente. Pero si yo quiero decir, de pronto pudo haber tenido alguna pelea, ready, for example. So, how can I say that? Maybe she could have.
Could have had.
Had. Así ya. Had.
Entonces, for example, maybe she could have had a fight or an argument.
Un fight. Pero yo decía era que ella podía ser o
Si
puede
usas
ser una
puede,
chica.
exacto, pero si usas ella puede ser, estamos hablando de lo que puede ser en este momento. O sea, si could have bad temper y ya, sí puede tener mal temperamento y fin. Pero estarías hablando de en este momento. Pero estamos hablando en el pasado. ¿Qué le pudo haber pasado? Entonces
Ok.
dice, pues puede ser maybe, quizás, she could have had, posiblemente ella pudo haber tenido una pelea, ¿cierto?
Una pelea, no sé, tu, tu bad temper. Tu
For the
bad
bad
temper.
temper, yes, exactly. For the temperament of the woman, yes, it's a possibility. De pronto, I would say that it's very possible. I would say possibly she must have broken up. What is the meaning of broken up?
Roto.
Terminar.
Terminar,
Terminar.
muy bien, very good, excellent,
Sí.
terminar. Entonces, she must have broken up with her ex or with her boyfriend, right? Es una posibilidad, maybe she, por eso está, que forever alone, right? Possibly she must have broken up with her boyfriend, right? Entonces, guys, cuando quiero hablar de lo que pudo haber sucedido, entonces ya saben, pueden usar cualquiera, may, could o must, luego have y el verbo en past participle. She may have had, she could have had, she must have broken up, past participle. ¿Listo? ¿Ready? Para
Teacher,
escribir lo que pudo haber pasado. ¿Listo? Right?
teacher, I have a question.
Danny, yes.
This verb made and might mm, have a contraction in the negative form.
Yeah, but like it's not pretty common to use it, but may not. Ah, like this one, may.
Yeah, something
I
like that.
haven't seen it though. To be honest, I haven't seen it so far. No, I would say that they don't have it, right? I always see it like may not or might not, but I had never seen it like contracted. Okay, that's a good question. I have never seen that way.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so, well, guys, in this case, just talking about possibilities, ¿no? Lo que creemos que pudo haber pasado. Ahora, les cuento. Yes, my sister broke up with her boyfriend, yes, because the boyfriend was going to study in another university. That was the problem, that that her boyfriend was going to change to another university. So she said, no, if you go to another university, we are not going to be, no, no, no. And they broke up. So what do you think about that? ¿Qué creen? It was a good idea. It was good. It was bad.
I think she can not feel like that because she can look for another well, she can look to see the person in another, pues puede ver a la persona, puede sacar tiempo para ver a la
In
persona
other
también.
place, right?
Muy bien. En other place, yes.
Muy bien. Entonces, Michael says, pues ella pudo haber, ¿cierto? Pudo haber tratado. Entonces, she could have, recuerden que es una alternativa, ¿no? Entonces, she could have tried to meet
So,
yes, to meet him in other place, en otro lugar o en otro momento, right? Sí, of course, muy bien,
yeah.
perfect.
Llegar a acuerdos para,
Yes, of
como, para
course.
verse.
Entonces, exactly, right? Any other recommendation? ¿Alguna otra recomendación de lo que debió o no debió haber hecho o lo que pudo haber hecho? Guys, no, nothing. No se les ocurre nada más, nothing. What would you have done if you have a boyfriend and he changed to another university? What would you have done in that case?
Maybe she could have told him that was a bad idea.
She could have told him that it was a bad idea. Perfect. She could have tried to convince him. It's a possibility, right? Okay. Any recommendations for my sister? Pronto que no debió haberse sentido tan insegura, maybe. ¿Cómo dicen eso? No debió haberse sentido tan insegura, maybe.
She, no debió decir.
Ahí está la causa. No
eh,
debió.
no, she, she mustn't have.
That one is
No,
not with mustn't.
no debió. No debió
Because it's
decir.
recommendation. It's recommendation.
Shoulder, no. En este caso
Muy
sería
bien, Luis.
Shouldn't,
Sí.
sí.
shouldn't, sí.
Shouldn't.
Have
Shouldn't.
felt so insecure.
Very good, Vivi. Yeah, she shouldn't have felt so insecure.
Ajá.
Shouldn't, because it's a recommendation. No debió haberse sentido tan insegura. No, pues no era buena idea, right? So, guys, three different situations for the modal verbs. Talking about what possibly happened, lo que posiblemente pudo haber sucedido, ready? Lo que ella pudo haber hecho mejor, ¿cierto? O lo que ustedes hubieran hecho en ese lugar. If I were my sister, si yo fuera ella, if I were her, I would have enjoyed the time for myself. For example, yo habría disfrutado el tiempo with my friends, for example, right? And recommendations, ¿no? Recommendations about past events. She shouldn't have felt so insecure. No se debe haber sentido tan mal. Entonces, tres tipos diferentes, todos con la misma estructura, pero tres momentos diferentes donde voy a usar los modal verbs. ¿Listo, guys? ¿Qué tal? Questions, difficulties, problems? All good?
It's good, teacher. Yeah. Ya ni
Good
practice.
teacher.
Muy bien, very good, guys. Listo. Entonces, you can talk about that kind of situations, talking about, think on a like problematic situation in the past, busquen un problema en el pasado de alguien más y piensen qué debió haber hecho la persona, qué pudo haber causado ese problema, ¿cierto? Entonces, all of that, talking about could have, must have, may have, might have, should have, and would have. Ready? Guys, for today, that's it. See you on Wednesday. On Wednesday at 7 p.m. Ready?
Yes,
Okay, teacher. Thank you,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
See you on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And that's it. Have a good night. Enjoy. Sleep tight. See you on Wednesday, okay?
Good
Bye-bye,
night, teacher.
teacher.
See you.
Goodbye.
Good night, teacher.
See
Thank
you,
you.
see you. Goodbye.
See you
Bye.
later, teacher.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you, teacher.
guys.
Goodbye.
Bye, Nico. See you later, man.
Bye bye.
Bye, Alvarito. Goodbye.